The generational wealth blueprint the rich won't tell you. Picture this. You spend your entire life building a fortune, you sacrifice, you plan, you invest, only for it to completely vanish within a generation after you're gone. Now, this isn't some rare tragedy. It's the statistical reality for most wealthy families. There's a famous saying, shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations, and the numbers back it up. Studies by the Williams Group have shown that 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the 2nd generation, and a staggering 90% have lost it by the 3rd. The 1st generation builds it, the 2nd enjoys it, and the 3rd is left holding the bag. But what if I told you that the other 10%, the families who hold onto their wealth for centuries, aren't just lucky? They aren't smarter than you. They're just operating from a different playbook, a set of rules the rich don't exactly broadcast at cocktail parties. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain to show you that exact blueprint, step by step. We're going to break down the system they use, not just to get rich, but to stay rich for generations. If you want to build a legacy that lasts, you're in the right place. Problem: agitate. So, why does this happen? How can fortunes that took a lifetime to build just evaporate? It's usually a perfect storm of human nature and a total lack of financial planning. Look at the cautionary tale of the Vanderbilt family. In the 19th century, Cornelius, the Commodore, Vanderbilt built a railroad and shipping empire so massive it would make today's tech billionaires blush. For a time, he was the richest man in America. Yet, by the time 120 of his descendants gathered for a family reunion in 1973, there was reportedly not a single millionaire among them. So what happened? Well, the fortune was split among too many heirs, but the real killer was a culture of insane spending. Later generations built sprawling mansions they barely used, threw parties that were the talk of the town, and basically bled the family fortune dry without a single thought to where the money was coming from. Their biggest mistake wasn't just the spending, it was the complete absence of a unified plan. They didn't diversify their assets, they didn't set up the right legal structures, and worst of all, the Commodore never taught his kids how to actually manage wealth. He gave them money, but he didn't give them the knowledge to keep it. This story is the classic recipe for wealth destruction: no financial literacy, no protection from taxes and lawsuits, and no long-term vision. But the 10% of families that make it? They know that wealth isn't just about the money. It's about the system you build around it. And that system is what I call the generational wealth blueprint. It's a 4-part strategy that covers the money, the mindset, the structure, and the people who will one day inherit it all. Section 1. The mindset shift. The first and most important pillar of this blueprint has nothing to do with stocks, real estate, or fancy legal paperwork. It's a mindset shift. You have to stop thinking about your wealth and start thinking about your family's wealth. Most people ask, how can I get rich? The generational thinker asks, how can my great-grandchildren stay rich? This isn't about you hoarding every penny. It's about becoming a steward, a guardian of the family's resources for the next century. The families that pull this off see their wealth not as a personal piggy bank, but as a responsibility. It's a tool to provide security, opportunity, and a lasting impact for generations. This means you operate on a totally different timeline. You're not thinking about the next quarter, you're thinking about the next few decades. You make decisions based on their 100-year impact, not short-term thrills. This is the idea of patient capital. You buy quality assets and you hold on, riding out the market cycles and resisting the urge to chase the latest trend or panic sell when things get rocky. This mindset also redefines success. It stops being about the number in your bank account and starts being about building a stable, resilient financial machine. It means creating systems and institutions, like a family investment charter or educational trusts, that can outlive any one person. Once you adopt this mindset, every financial decision gets filtered through a new lens. Does this make my family's financial future stronger or weaker? It's the core belief that holds the entire blueprint together. Without this shift from personal gain to family legacy, everything else falls apart. Section 2. The structural foundation. If the mindset is the foundation, the legal structure is the fortress you build on top of it. This is how the wealthy create a financial shield around their assets, and their weapon of choice is the trust. Now, the word trust can sound complicated, like something only for billionaires in private jets. But the idea is actually pretty simple. A trust is basically a legal box with a set of instructions. You, the creator, put your assets, property, stocks, cash, into this box. Then you appoint a trustee to manage the box based on the rules you wrote. The people who get to benefit are your beneficiaries, like your kids and grandkids. So why is this so powerful? Because once your assets are in that box, specifically, an irrevocable trust, they aren't technically yours anymore. They belong to the trust. This creates an incredible shield. If someone sues you, they generally can't touch what's in the trust. If one of your kids gets into a nasty divorce or racks up a mountain of debt, creditors can't get to the assets in the trust. It protects the family's wealth from life's curveballs. But it's not just for defense. A trust lets you control your legacy long after you're gone. You can set the rules. For example, you can specify that money can only be used for education, starting a business, or a down payment on a home. This stops an heir from blowing their inheritance on a Ferrari in a week in Vegas. It also skips probate, that public, time-consuming, and expensive court process for settling an estate. Assets in a trust can be passed on to your heirs privately and quickly. This is exactly how families like the Waltons have protected one of the world's biggest fortunes. Sam Walton put his Walmart shares into a family trust, ensuring the wealth would be managed and shielded for generations to come. It's the ultimate tool for control, protection, and preservation. And if you think that's a powerful way to protect your money, wait until you hear how they actually grow it and live off it, all while paying next to nothing in taxes. But first, if you're getting some real value from this, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It tells the YouTube algorithm that more people need to see this blueprint. Section 3. The growth engine. With the right mindset and a legal fortress in place, it's time to build the growth engine inside. This is all about smart investing, designed not just for growth, but for extreme tax efficiency. The wealthy don't just earn money, they make their money work for them in the smartest ways possible. This leads us to a controversial sounding but completely legal strategy known as buy, borrow, die. It sounds a little grim, but it's a genius 3-step process for legally minimizing your tax bill. First, you buy appreciating assets. Think stocks, real estate, or a business, things that are likely to grow in value over the long haul. The key is to hold these assets for as long as possible and resist the urge to sell. Why? Because you don't pay capital gains tax on profits you haven't realized. Second, you borrow as your assets grow in value. You'll need cash for your lifestyle. Instead of selling your assets and taking a huge tax hit, you take out low-interest loans using your valuable portfolio as collateral. A loan isn't income, so that cash is completely tax-free. You can use this money to live on, make new investments, or cover whatever you need, all while your original assets keep growing. Third, you die. This is the final, and most critical, piece of the tax puzzle. When you pass away, your assets get passed to your heirs. Thanks to a tax rule called the stepped-up basis, the original cost of your assets resets to their market value at the time of your death. This means all the massive capital gains that built up over your lifetime are legally erased. Your heirs can then sell some of the assets to pay back the loans you took out, and they won't owe a dime in capital gains tax on all that appreciation. It's important to know that tax laws can change, and there are discussions about modifying this rule, but for now, it remains a cornerstone of wealth preservation. This strategy is how the super rich can live incredible lifestyles while reporting surprisingly little taxable income. It's a masterclass in using the tax code to your advantage. Section 4. The human element. We've arrived at the final, and most easily forgotten, piece of the puzzle: the human element. You can have the perfect mindset, the strongest legal fortress, and a killer growth engine, but if your heirs aren't ready for it, the whole thing comes crashing down. The Vanderbilt story is proof. Wealth without wisdom is a recipe for disaster. This is why the most successful families treat financial education like the ultimate investment. It's not left to chance, it's a deliberate, hands-on process that starts early. They teach their children about assets versus liabilities, the magic of compound interest, and the importance of a budget. Many of them involve their kids in family financial meetings, giving them a sense of responsibility and ownership long before they inherit a dime. But it goes deeper than just the numbers. It's about passing on values. They instill a strong work ethic, humility, and the idea that wealth is a tool to create opportunity, not just to consume. They teach their children to be guardians of the family legacy, not just lottery winners. This is all built on open communication. The most successful families have regular meetings to talk about the family's finances, its mission, and its long-term goals. This takes the mystery out of the money, heads off entitlement, and gets everyone pulling in the same direction. They know that building a legacy isn't just about passing on valuables, it's about passing on your values. Conclusion. So let's recap the generational wealth blueprint. It's not some single, mystical secret, but a four-part strategy working together. First, the mindset shift. Thinking in generations, not years. Second, the structural foundation. Using tools like trusts to build a fortress around your assets. Third, the growth engine. Using smart strategies like buy, borrow, die to grow wealth with maximum tax efficiency. And fourth, the human element. Actively educating and preparing your heirs to be capable guardians of that wealth. The biggest secret is that these strategies are not just for the ultra-rich. The principles of long-term thinking, asset protection, tax-efficient investing, and financial education can be applied at any level. You can start building your own legacy right now. It all starts with the decision to build something that will outlast you. Do not forget to subscribe. I hope this has demystified things for you. This is the kind of information that can literally change your family's financial future. If you found this valuable, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns of how the financial world really works. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Which part of this blueprint was the biggest eye-opener? Was it the power of trusts, the buy, borrow, die strategy, or the focus on the human side of things? Let me know below. Thanks for watching, and go start building your legacy today.